Now we have Xiaomi. We talk a little bit about Xiaomi, so this is going to be interesting as well. Xiaomi we have, and then we have Michui, and then we have VinFast. We should be good. We should do until VinFast, and then we have our break. What is the order in the team?
My name is and from staff, I would like to inform that each one will present different parts of the topic and you see on the screen. And my name is Miss Hua and Mr. Ring. We have a teammate is Ron.
DJ Fatu.
He unfortunately he couldn't join us today because he in military. And however, he's prepared a record presentation, and so he still can share his part to this class, and hope you will enjoy it. And so now we'll start about company overview. Xiaomi is official list on main board Hong Kong in 2018, and Xiaomi is the continuing of Hang Seng Index, Hang Seng China 50 Index, Hang Seng China Enterprise Index. So which means Xiaomi is considered is one of blue chip stock. And this shows that Xiaomi have a strong reputation and high liquidity and investor interest in. And Xiaomi continue to expand corporate strategy of human, car, and home. And Xiaomi business divided into two main segments. The first one is smartphone and AIoT, and the second one is the smart EV and new initiatives, focusing on Xiaomi new energy vehicle business. This is highlight financial of Xiaomi. The highlight is in 2024, Xiaomi the first one in EV named Xiaomi SU7, and this is invest in operation margin and market net revenue. And you can see in 2024, the gap between gross margin and EBIT margin is the more 15% point, and this mainly come from R&D and marketing and initiative. Especially this is understandable since Xiaomi launched SU7, and that's make increasing operating have a ship. About 91% from the smartphone and IoT, and about 90% from smart EV. Compared to 2023, is the 100% from the smartphone and IoT. And so we can see the profit increasing of
We need to stop soon. It's too long. It's too long. Stop very soon, okay?
offering the increased operations, but the early years have recovered the part of expense, so revenue of Xiaomi is still really strong. And now we take a look about business model.
Thanks, Ms. Craig. Could you have me out? Okay, my name is Min Hua, and I will talk about Xiaomi business model, focusing on two parts. First, revenue structure, and second one is the cost structure. Xiaomi has focused on two main revenues. The first one is come from smartphones, which make over 90% of total revenues, and the second one is the smart TVs. Xiaomi have focused on hardware. Because the hardware is very low. Why? Because the hardware is 5% machine. So it's aligned with their strategy, low price, lower margin. And do you know the revenues? What is the revenues come from the Xiaomi? It is the internet service. They show their strategy on the Xiaomi as the humans, car, and home. So what are they really want to show? It is internet service. In the revenues, actually the real profits of Xiaomi is the internet service, which has 74% of gross margin. And what about the cost structure? The Xiaomi cost of goods sold is 79% of total revenue. Let me explain. It's easy to understand. Every $100 earns about $79 for went to product cost, leaving only about $21 for profit and expense. It's aligned with their strategy, low price and low margin. And move to the next part. My team leader will talk about the SWOT model. However, he's only got a business trick in Chinese. Maybe the Xiaomi called him. So now please allow me to show a presentation because by Mr. Long instead.
Good evening. For the SWOT analysis, let's begin with Xiaomi's strength. Among more than 250 smartphone brands worldwide, Xiaomi stands strong, ranked third globally, right behind Apple and Samsung, with a 14.1% market share and an impressive 33.8% year-over-year shipment growth. For 18 consecutive quarters, Xiaomi has held its position in the top 3 smartphone brands, shipping over 168 million units. But what is more remarkable is their ability to grow in 69 major markets, strengthening their global footprint year after year. Unlike Samsung or Apple, who have already dominated the world markets, Xiaomi has strategically focused on emerging regions such as Africa, Sea, Latin America, or the Middle East, devices. Moving beyond smartphones, Xiaomi's second major strength lies in its IoT ecosystem. With a 20% revenue growth, Xiaomi earned $14.1 billion from IoT products last year. Their smart devices ranging from air conditioners, washing machines to refrigerators all reached record high shipments in 2024. In addition, Xiaomi's tablets now rank third in China and also top 5 globally, while smartwatches or headphones also hold a significant global position. As of today, nearly 20 million users who own 5 or more Xiaomi devices, and the ecosystem continues to grow through their home app and AI assistants. But however, despite these achievements, Xiaomi still faces a lingering perception that Chinese products mean lower quality. This remains a very challenge that the company must overcome to win full customer trust. Now turning to new frontiers, Xiaomi has boldly entered the EV market. Since its first launch in March 28, 2024, the company has already generated $4.6 billion revenue. And encouraged by this momentum, Xiaomi has tripled its delivery target from 130,000 to 350,000 vehicles by the end of this year, and expanded its sales network from 59 to 220 centers across 65 cities around the world, all within a single year. Finally, on brands, Xiaomi operates a battlefield of over 250 smartphone brands, maintaining cost leadership while driving continuous innovation across all price tiers is absolutely critical to surviving and thriving in this hyper-competitive industry. And next will be made for the competitive analysis.
Thank you, Long. If there is one here. So up next, I'm going to talk to you about the competition from Xiaomi. And as you all know, that Xiaomi is quite a big company, top 3 in terms of global smartphone market share. But if you look at the number of employees of Xiaomi is only 40,000 plus, compared to Apple, the big competitors, Apple and Samsung. So they're only 1/4 to less than 1/6 of the number of employees. And next we can look into, in terms of operational margins. Yes, in terms of scale, they're much smaller, much more market cap, smaller sales, and also smaller. And something I want you all to focus on is the operating profit margin. So they have the operating margin of 6.7%. This is much lower compared to the other 2 giants. Samsung is at 10.9% and Apple is at 31.5%. This is very much related to their problem is that they want to keep the price, the strategy as aggressive price performance. Up next is also the CCC, that you can see that Xiaomi had a negative cash conversion cycle. This means that they are very efficient with their cash flow management. They are receiving money before they are much faster compared to when they are paying their suppliers. Something to also notice is that despite having a very large network of suppliers, Xiaomi is still able to maintain a DPO of 125 in somewhat the same level with Apple. This can be either due to they have very strong supplier management, or it can be a threat to them that they are not paying their supplier in time. So, with such a business model of low margin, how can Xiaomi make money? Our recommendation for Xiaomi is that instead of focusing on selling each product separately, Xiaomi should position their AI and AIoT platform as the strategic core product of their ecosystem. So what is AIoT? AIoT is a combination between AI and Internet of Things. So they can not only collect and transfer information between devices, but they can also use AI to make decisions, to process data. And we already showed that they have a very massive adoption in terms of AIoT devices. And with the switch to AIoT, and they can further switch to the subscription model and cross-selling model, where they can start selling services such as smart home security, premium features, or cloud internet services. This can make sure that they can have a recurring revenue stream. And the final thing is the big data with the usage, with large usage from AIoT platform, they can achieve data from customer and then take advantage of this to create personalization and also push for advertisement and further power the subscription model and cross-selling model. So that's it. That concludes our presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have to do a quick mix. We still have to do Michue and Vin Fast. So this afternoon we have to be a little bit quicker. So overall, this one, it's okay, but it's only scoring 16. Okay, because the beginning is very weak. The first two presentations, the slides you use, very weak, not clear. And then they get a bit better. The SWOT is okay. The competitive analysis is okay. The recommendations are not so good either. Because remember, when you make a recommendation, it doesn't matter what it is. You must justify the recommendation with specific figures. You can't say, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. You have to say why we should do this and give people the figures to justify this, okay? So we need more figures to justify these recommendations. So in terms, so the scoring overall 16. In your presentation at the beginning, you speak for too long. The slides are not clear. Your voice is too soft. You know, so you should not start the presentation. It should not be you starting. So it's very start, and then you set the scene for the others. So it's a little bit too soft, and then you have too many details. I keep telling you this, but everyone has too many details, and you get lost in your slide, and they understand nothing. Because you give them a lot of information, but there's nothing clear about Xiaomi. The most important thing about Xiaomi today is AI. It's the most important thing, but you don't even talk about this. You don't talk about this at all. So it means to me that you not really research Xiaomi, you don't really know Xiaomi very well. So this is a bit of a pity. The SWOT analysis that he did at Distance was good because he showed you where Xiaomi is actually #1 in markets. They earn like 60-70% of revenue outside of China. So this is interesting how they do this. We look at this, blah, blah. In e-commerce, they do a lot of community management. They do a lot of tribal marketing. This is also very interesting. So that yours, you need to speak louder and you need to choose your information better. And your situation, you start off very well, you come here, you start off well, and then you lose the plot. You don't know what to say because it's not really clear what the message you want to give, and then you lose confidence, and then you come to the slide, and you look at the slide. So it's weaker, you know. So basically, you start off at 17, 17.5, you finish at 16. You are around 14 today. We cannot do your presentation because of the content and because your voice is soft. So you have to raise the voice and you have to think, what are the 1 or 2 messages I want to make? Okay? The presentation online was okay, but he's reading, so difficult to evaluate, you know, so it's better, but he's reading, so I can't really say. And your presentation is good. You have a good presentation. I think you're scoring without really having good slides, 17.5. Your CCC is good, and he has a good way. He doesn't do like this, but he is quiet, he tries to be clear, etc. So this is quite good. So you are scoring 17.5. But overall, this presentation we are lacking. It's not MBA standard. Okay, 1 or 2 slides good, but 1 or 2 slides not good enough. Okay, so you need to do more work on what is the company. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, next. We have Michue, and then after that we have Vin Fast, and then we have break. Okay, that's good.